Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi everyone, Hussain Qazi here, your facilitator for the subject Strategic Business Reporting, and welcome on board. Welcome to the platform of Escribir Academy. The Strategic Business Reporting Orientation Session, facilitation by Hussain Qazi. And now let's start. Strategic Business Reporting with Hussain Qazi, but I'm going to start my session with my soft message to all of you people. A soft message. The success of the life means any project of the life. If you really wanted to get success, these soft elements are the key part. Self-confidence, courage means motivation, positivity, avoid negativity, and well-discipline. So 4 components required. Self-confidence, yes, I can do that. Motivated, yes, be energetic. Positivity, avoid negative aspects. And you must be very much disciplined. These 4 components will support you to pass this exam as well. Hussain Qazi's Strategic Business Reporting will support you to develop self-confidence. I will motivate you on regular basis. But what you should do, avoid negativity, and you must make a disciplined plan to cover the SBR syllabus, practice, and whatever the advice I will provide you, you have to obey that. I will support you to provide self-confidence, the motivation, what you should do, avoid negativity, and must make a disciplined plan. Now let's start SBR. Let's start SBR orientation session. Students, the picture that's about British Airways. Let's assume this is a business. That's all about a business. We all hear about the business studies. Number 1, transaction. With all our studies, we deal transactions. For example, British Airways, a business. The company has made a transaction, the renovation of all aircrafts. That's a transaction. This is financial statement. Financial statement. This is what the financial statement of British Airlines. We, as an accountant, you and me, accountant, what's our role? What's our role? For this transaction, need to record. For this transaction, need to report. And that is what you have already studied, financial accounting and financial reporting. Am I right? Have you ever studied the subject? Have you done the financial accounting? That's F3. Have you done the financial reporting subject? Yes or no? Do reply me. Be interactive. Now with same continuation, with same mindset, business, transaction, recording, reporting. Now the subject, strategic business reporting. So welcome to strategic business reporting. I am Hussain Qazi. Now I'm going to share some brief profile to you. Alhamdulillah, 18 years of facilitation experience for ACCA qualification. I'm specialized with the subject of strategic business reporting, advanced financial management, and the financial management. A senior faculty member at Tabani School of Accountancy, Platinum Status College at Pakistan, and associated with Escribir Academy as well, and business partner academics of HussainQazi.com. Alhamdulillah, students who have associated with me, and I facilitated to them with my subject SBR, but multiple time prize winners, not nationwide but internationally as well. I've conducted multiple exam focus sessions with ACCA platform. ACCA invited me multiple times, and I've conducted uh, the exam focus sessions not in Pakistan but outside the Pakistan as well. And my WhatsApp number +923 +9232182717884. You can contact me, or you can contact me through Escribir administration. So, students, what's the agenda of this particular orientation session? There are 6 particular agenda. Number 1, syllabus insights and examiner expectations. Do remember that all of the ACCA exams not only required to prepare, but also preparation according to examiner expectations. So we will cover syllabus insights and what's the examiner expectation about the syllabus. Number 2, exam format with the new changes. Number 3, SBR study approach. What should be the right approach to study the SBR? SBR real challenges and how to overcome these challenges. And number 5, what will be the journey of SBR with Hussain Qazi? And last, we will conclude our session with the students frequently asked questions, and you can ask more questions to me. So let's start. So session based on 2 parts, means agenda. I have split the agenda in 2 parts. At first part of the agenda, we will cover the syllabus insights. What point number 1, 2, 3. So let's start with the point number 1. Then the second agenda aspect, that's 4, 5, 6. Let's start with point number 1. So before discussing about the in-depth of SBR syllabus, can you please reply me about the clarity of my voice? Can you please reply me about the clarity of my voice? Is my voice clear to all of you? Okay, so your focus is very much important here. Let's start. SBR syllabus. So this is what about syllabus. There are 5 components of syllabus. Number 1, knowledge and application of IFRS. Number 1, accounting standard. Number 2, conceptual framework. Number 3, ethical implications. Number 4, performance measurement. And number 5, current development. So fix the point in your mind. There are 5 components of the syllabus areas. And the success is that not to understand all areas of the syllabus, but also learn about the matter, how to integrate different syllabus areas, how to integrate different syllabus areas with the case studies and with each other as well. How to integrate these components with the case study and how to integrate the components of the syllabus areas with each other. So there are 5 syllabus areas. What is this statement? SBR syllabus is not only about advanced accounting standards or advanced standards. What does that mean? Refer to the previous slide. There are 5 components. The first 2 components, that's IFRS and conceptual framework. Yes, you can say that this is advanced financial reporting. Advanced financial reporting means in F7, that's FR, financial reporting, you studied accounting standard. For example, you studied IS 16 You studied basics of IFRS 9. You studied basic of IS 12. You studied IS 38. But here, you studied leasing IFRS 16. You leases revenue IFRS 15. But here, we need to cover some advanced version of financial reporting. For example, if you have studied lessee accounting in IFRS 16, here we need to cover lessor as well. Previously, you covered IFRS 9 basics. Here you need to cover advanced. Previously, you never studied IS 19, employees benefit. Here you need to cover employees benefit. So yes, the syllabus includes advanced accounting standard. But do remember, syllabus is not only the advanced accounting standard. Syllabus includes 3 more components. Other three topics. Here I wanted to emphasize a very important point. With the ACCA journey, if you have already studied, or if the TX paper, and then you wanted to opt advanced tax, the name of advanced TX is ATX. If you have done FM, the advanced paper name is AFM. If you have done AA, audit assurance, you will study advanced audit assurance. If you have done PM, the advanced paper name is APM, advanced performance measurement. But FR, you covered financial reporting, but the advanced paper, the name is not only advanced financial reporting. The name is strategic business reporting. That means examiner expectation, it's not only with this SBR syllabus, not only the advanced accounting standard, but 3 more components. That's why the name is strategic business reporting. Means ethical implications, performance measurement, current development. By the way, performance measurement, it's not mean ratios, something else. We will discuss later on. So this is what about the syllabus and the mindset you must have to develop in your mind. Now, come on. The details one by one. Syllabus insights one by one. I hope the voice is clear and people are getting and understanding what I'm saying. Is this all clear? Can you please reply me? Can you please all reply me? Is this clear? That's good. Now the syllabus insights. One by one. The accounting standards. Okay. Actually, the SBR accounting, about the SBR accounting standard, I have splitted the syllabus with respect to accounting standard into 4 phases. I have split it into 4 phases. Phase 1 about group accounts, accounting standard related to group accounts. Phase 2, the name I have declared, extensive accounting standards. Phase 3, less extensive accounting standards. Phase 4, prior knowledge accounting standards. These are 4 phases. Okay. Now, what inside phase number 1, group accounts? Group accounts having 6 accounting standards. We are not here to discuss the technicalities of the accounting standard. With the orientation class, just shape up the syllabus, shape up your mind. Phase 1, group accounts, 6 accounting standards. Basics, of group account, change in group structure, joint arrangement, foreign subsidiary consolidation, consolidated cash flow, and IFRS 12, the disclosure one. Phase 1. The phase 2, the extensive accounting standard. Sir, what is the meaning of extensive accounting standards? Why you mention the name extensive standards? Because these standards takes a lot of time for understanding and covering the syllabus. And with real means, that's a real challenge. That's a real challenge. So 6 group accounts, accounting standards, 6 extensive accounting standards. Phase 3, less extensive accounting standard. Less extensive means less complex, less time taking. Further 6. Phase 1, 6. Phase 2, 6. Phase 3, 6. And phase 4, prior knowledge accounting standard. That's not only 6, that's 12. So that's 12. 12 prior knowledge accounting standard. That you have already covered. But one thing important, if I'm saying prior knowledge accounting standard, that doesn't mean that the examiner not examine these standards. Examiner can examine any of the accounting standard with any caliber. For example, examiner at one time examined the IS 36 with 12 marks, IS 38 with 15 marks. So I must say here that nothing to consider any standard it's low importance or high importance. Every standard is important. There's a dialogue in an Indian film, कोई भी धंधा छोटा नहीं होता. I mean, nothing you cannot take any standard for granted. Any standard having any extensive in the accounting in the real world. So once again, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. Okay, it's a small mistake here. This fifth one is IS 20. It's not IS 12. It's IS 20, government grant. I'm sorry. It's number IS 20. IS 12 is here with extensive accounting standard, taxation. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is what about the accounting standard. Don't worry, you will get all these slides. Don't worry. This is the first point, that's the accounting standard. Number 2, what I say to you that we will discuss not only the syllabus area, but also we will focus our session what the examiner expectation. About the first syllabus area, that's accounting standard, what examiner expectation here? Examiner is expecting here not only the numbers, but also expect that we need to develop an ability to explain our answer, explain the accounting principle behind the calculation. It's very important. And during the session, we will learn this, that how the right way to draft the answer. So previously, F7, F3, you studied only about the numbers. Here, the numbers as well as the explanation of the numbers and the principles. So explain the accounting principles and calculations. That's the examiner expectation to you. Number 2, examiner expecting that you have to develop your ability to demonstrate your skills about the real business cases and apply the accounting standards. Means whatever the complex cases you have to study and apply accounting standard, that is called demonstration of the ability to apply the things as accounting standard. So number 1, explanation ability. Number 2, how to demonstrate your ability to apply the things in the real manner. in accounting standard issues. That's the two expectations. So number two, the second important thing, conceptual framework. You know very well, International Accounting Standard Board, International Accounting Standard Board, having two projects. Number one, accounting standard, their developments, all these things. Number two, conceptual framework. I know that the student who studied F7, FR, and F3, they are very least concerned about the conceptual framework. But two things important. Number one, what inside the conceptual framework? Everybody must have to aware that conceptual framework revised in 2018, and the syllabus includes the new version of conceptual framework. Conceptual framework is about qualitative characteristics of financial statement. Qualitative, that is all about qualitative characteristics in terms of integrity and all these things. And what we need to develop expertise, we examiner expecting that the student must have a good knowledge and also ability to apply the conceptual framework with the case study. Here, the examiner expectation. This is not my statement. I just copy paste here. To examiner particularly mention that to pass this exam, candidates require in-depth knowledge of conceptual framework. I must say not the knowledge, but also ability to apply with the cases. So two things, accounting standard, conceptual framework, and two examiner expectation. About accounting standard, you not just develop the knowledge of accounting standard, but also have to develop the ability to explain the principles and calculations. And ability to demonstrate means ability to apply accounting standard knowledge with the real business scenarios. That's accounting standard. Number two, number two, conceptual framework. This is what examiner expectation. And believe me, this is not very much hard. It's all about to practice. Let's take one example about the conceptual framework. This is a sample question. Can you please read the requirement? Read the requirement. Examiner examine conceptual framework in this manner. Outline the criteria of IS 38, intangible asset, for the recognition of intangible asset, and discuss whether these are consistent with conceptual framework. 5 marks. Two highlighted points: accounting standard and connect with conceptual framework. So conceptual framework is not just about to mug up the thing or to learn something. It's about to understand and apply with the case. That's the point. Third syllabus area, ethics with SBR exams. Ethics, you have studied multiple times with audit, with law, even the theoretical other subject, that's F1. Here, the basic ethics knowledge are same, but here examiner categorically examine the ethics with accounting issues. Accounting issues. So number one, ethical principle in corporate reporting. The principles, that means ACCA code of ethics and fundamental principles, that integrity, objectivity, and competence, professional competence, all these are same. All these are same. But the issue is that, and in fact, the identification of threats with the fundamental principle, threats here, for example, self-interest and all these things, all remain same. But the issue is that we need to develop an expertise here The application of ethical case with accounting issue. Connect ethical issue with accounting matters. Let's take an example. For example, you appointed in a company and I am your senior manager. You appointed as a trainee. And you pointed out that something is wrongly applied with respect to, for example, IS 37 provision. Wrongly application. And you have noticed that point and communicate with me, with your senior. But I replied to you that just ignore this point and don't discuss this matter to anyone else. Otherwise, I will not extend your contract job. I will not extend your contract. That's the point. So this is what about the IS 37, that's called accounting. Connect with some ethical implications. And maybe there's a question, what should the junior accountant do? Should discuss with the board, should discuss with anyone else, should discuss with HCA body. So examiner expecting that first need to answer the correction of error related to IS 37, this is accounting. And then the ethical issues, how to handle the ethical issues. So this is the one way that I discuss here, that how to cover the ethical with accounting issues in SBR exam. There are multiple other way the examiner examine. So this is the third point, that ethics exams, sample question. For example, A part of this question, A part related to something IFRS 15 revenue, 8 marks. And B part, explain ethical issues. Here something ethical issues. For the finance director, Mr. Betso, setting out how issues may be resolved. That's 10 marks. So that is how examiner examine the ethics. And with ethics, we will discuss the point, some professional marks. That's 2 professional marks also there. Overall, SBR, there are 4 professional marks. 2 related to ethics, 2 related to performance measurement. We will cover later on about the performance measurement. That is what about the third syllabus area. So students, can you please reply me? Is this clear, all of you? Is there any question till now? You can ask me the question now or at the end of the session or later on as well. The fourth area of syllabus, is about performance measurement. And this is a very different topic you will observe here as compared to that you never studied before. Number 1, whenever you study the topic performance measurement, do remember this is not the F7 ratios and interpretations. This is not F7 ratios and interpretation. The topic is more about investor perspective. And this topic includes alternative performance measurement tools, sustainable reporting, integrated reporting, management commentary, so on. Then what is this? I'm not discussing the technicalities of the topic, just an overview. SBR exam require candidates to adopt investor focus in answering some question. Sir, what does that mean? Investor focus. What does that mean? We will cover this point, but later on, the investor perspective. We will cover but later on. Current development, the next point. Current development. Scope. There are three things that need to cover with the current development. 3 points. Number one, the current development related to accounting standard. Either some new accounting standard is under discussion with the board, or there may be some changes with the existing accounting standard. So that is the first thing examiner can examine. Number two, new business development and accounting issues, accounting implications. That's the second point. Third point, the sustainable reporting, the very hot topic of the current environment. Now, one by one, new accounting standards. Examiner can examine about the discussion related to some new accounting standard. It's underway, or the board is under discussion about the new accounting standards. So examiner here expect that we have a very basic knowledge. What is new? What is going on about the new development? And what's the implication of the new accounting standard? What will happen if this accounting standard applicable in the real world? Here examiner can expect that we have a knowledge and we can discuss the issues and deficiencies which have led to proposed change of the accounting standard. That why there is a need to change an accounting standard. For example, previously LIFO is now outside from IS2. What was the reason? Same thing, if something is going to change, what the reason behind it? What the deficiencies right now that is going to undercover for the new changes? And maybe possible something about changes with existing accounting standard. So for existing accounting standard, we need to develop our ability to critique about the existing standards, because board is considering new thing is under consideration. Let's suppose IS 17 is replaced by IFRS 16. Previous leases standard of IFRS 17, sorry, IS 17 replaced by IFRS 16. So that has already happened. So at that time, examiner was asking that actually what the pitfalls, what the drawbacks of existing standards. That's why accounting standard board is considering to change the accounting standard. So same case here. Some existing accounting standards, we have to develop the ability to critique the things. For example, for IS1, IFRS 15, IFRS 2, 37, 8, 3 and 7. So I will tell you not only about the IFRS 15, but the end of the IFRS 15, I will also discuss what the particular critics under discussion right now and what board is under discussion or board underway to overcome these issues. So that is what about the new and existing accounting standard. Do remember that examiner particularly mentioned that about this new and existing accounting standard, there will not be a complete single question. Examiner will never examine a complete single question. The examiner can only examine the principles. So the student must have a basic knowledge about that. Detail inside, examiner will never examine. These 2 points. Number 2, new business developments and accounting implications. These are the new business developments. Means new real business changes like digital asset, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and more, natural disasters like pandemics, climate change. Recently examined 2 times about the climate change and impacts on accounting implications. Global events like pandemic, going concern. So these implications we need to consider, and we will cover the questions how to handle these accounting implications, all these things. Not to worry. The exam scope, integrated. Integrated means examiner integrate the question, integrate these points with a question. For example, the 25 marks question, examiner integrate the digital asset points, integrate with climate change. Based on past experience, examiner never examined the complete question related to any specific new business development. Yes, a 25, for example, 25 marks question, some of the part related to new business development, but not the complete 100% question. That's the point. Last, sustainable reporting and sustainability strategy. This is a very hot topic nowadays with respect to the current development and investor perspective as well. Both aspects. Everybody knows that. The changes in the real world and the changes, for example, changes related to the climate, pandemic, and even the political situations, all the matters, there's a question mark with respect to the investment community. If we are going to invest in any country, in any business, what is the sustainability of that industry, business, economy, all these things. So investors also expect to invest in a company where the company continuously report about their sustainability, about business, economy, industry, all these aspects. So we will cover in detail about the things later. Exam scope, once again, integrated. Examiner will never examine the independent question. That's integrated with the part of the question. So that is what about the exam questions. Exam syllabus insights. Now, another point, SBR exam format. SBR exam format. There are 2 sections. Section A, question number 1, 30 marks. Section A, question 2, 20 marks. Section B, question 3, 25 marks. Question 4, 25 marks. Means section B, 25 marks, 2 questions. That's the format. What inside section A and B? Section A, the question 1, 30 marks. Question 2, 20 marks. Question A is about group accounts, 30 marks question including group accounts and some other syllabus areas. Means major marks related to group, for example 23, 24 marks, but 5-6 marks related to other part of syllabus, other accounting standard, current developments, performance measurement, but not ethics, because question number 2, 20 marks dedicatedly. Examiner examine accounting issues and ethical implications. Ethical implications only examine with question number 2. Section B, question 3, question 4, 25 marks. Question number 3 and 4 are not structured. That's a case-based questions. Any part of the SBR syllabus area, including performance measurement, that's investor perspective. Means question number 3, 4, examiner examine accounting standard, performance measurement, that's investor perspectives, 2 things. Any accounting standard, performance measurement, current issues, conceptual framework, anything. 4 syllabus areas can examine with a section B. Standards, any standard. Performance measurement, conceptual framework, current developments. That is the point. Furthermore, total 100 marks questions, total 100 marks SBR exam, 4 professional marks, 96 technical marks. The 4 professional marks, 2 related to ethics, how to deal ethics, and 2 marks related to investor perspective with the section B. About SBR changes, you need to watch my video. What's the change inside with respect to change in structure of the paper? There is no change in syllabus areas, no major changes in the syllabus areas, only change related to question number 1, structure, group account structure. The change is about the change. It's already applicable from September 23 exam, and do remember that the change, it's not about any syllabus. The change is only about exam structure, and this is a positive change because examiner now mentioned that 10 to 14 marks related to some calculation aspects of the group accounts. That is pre-populated consolidated accounts. So immediate after this particular video, you will get a particular link of my YouTube channel, of my YouTube video. You just watch the complete changes aspects. Not to worry about that. So students, till now, if you have any question, you can ask me so we can move forward the study approach. Any question? Can you please reply me? All clear till now? Okay, now it's about the SBR study approach. SBR study approach. What is the right way? Sir, we have covered the syllabus insights, all the things, paper structure. Now, do share us what is the right approach to study SBR. One by one. First of all, the study approach, it's based on these blocks. Number 1, read the examiner mind. Sir, how to read the examiner mind? Get the right examiner expectations. Means try to understand what the examiner expectation. Sir, okay, can you please reply me? Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear? Okay, let's continue. So what's the right study approach? So we were discussing about the SBR study approach. Ideally, the SBR study approach based on the mindset of the examiner. So first of all, what you should do, read the examiner mind. But how to read the examiner mind? The examiner mind you can read. To consider what the expectation of the examiner. Sir, how we get to know that what the examiner expectations. Examiner expectations you can get, or you can observe that what's the examiner expectation based on these examiner statements. Whatever the examiner made the statements on the examining reports. And some of the statements of the examiner is very important. Based on these statements, you will be able to develop the SBR study approach according to the examiner expectation. So first of all, candidates' mindset about SBR not as financial report. And that's the point we have already covered. Means this is examiner statement number 1. Means balance approach. What is the meaning of the balance approach, sir? Let's clear. 5 syllabus area we have already covered. 5 syllabus areas we have already covered. IFRS, conceptual framework, ethical implications, performance measurement, current development. Do you know that? Based on the past exams, examiner examined the IFRS almost 60%. Means any of the exam, 60% weightage about IFRS, 55 to 60. 8 to 10% about the conceptual framework, 7 to 10% about ethical implications, 8 to 10% about performance measurement, 10 to 12% related to current development. So I strongly suggest that you need to invest your time. Based on this exam weightage. And number two, this is examining themes statement number 2. You need to develop your ability to explain your working. That is essential for the workplace. What does that mean? Develop your mindset for SBR. This example, British Airways, business, we an accountant, financial statement. What are examiner expecting that if British Airways has made this transaction, the examiner expecting not only the numbers, but understand what this guy is doing, what this personality is doing right now. Explaining the answer, ability to explain your workings, ability to explain the principles. So here examiner expecting that not just about the numbers, but explanation, the principle behind the numbers, and explanation of the numbers as well. That's the point. Number 3, very important. Examiner requires expertise from the candidates, not only from the viewpoint of maker of the financial statement, means as an accountant, but also from the perspective of investor. Sir, what does that mean? This is statement number 3. What does that mean? Investor perspective. For example, listen carefully. Accountant perspective. We as an accountant. Recording, presenting, and reporting of transaction. This person is investor. Investor perspective. Investor it's not interested about reporting of the transaction. Investor is actually concerned about the decision making. For example, this investor is a shareholder. So how shareholder will think? Shareholder will think about the analysis of decision making. Let's take one example. For example, investment property. We have already studied the investment property. Accountant perspective, IS 40. That any of the transaction about investment property will be reported according to IS 40. Cost model, fair value model. Fair value model, updated fair value with P&L adjustment. This is what about the accounting perspective. But what the investor think about it? If accountant report the IS 40 with cost model, so and based on cost model, assuming our financial statement, whatever the accountant has made the financial statement, this investor is evaluating the past 3 years information, and based on past 3 years information, cost model, the application of the cost model, depreciation charged in a consistent manner, for example, straight line depreciation. Number 2, balance sheet, the value of investment property carrying amount reduces in a constant manner. This is a cost model. But if this accountant and this cost model is a consistent and smooth approach, that is called certainty. But if the accountant applied the investment property, the fair value model, and analysis is being made for 3 years. Yes, income statement, fair value adjustment, sometimes fair value up, sometimes down, sometimes up, down. That means this is not consistent. A statement of financial position, the carrying amount not reduced in a constant manner, means sometimes increase, decrease. So fair value adjustment is not consistent. Investment property value in the balance sheet is not consistent. So that means fair value is most updated reporting, but not a consistent reporting. And this is investor perspective. So sometime with SBR exam, not only we need to consider with accounting perspective, but also we need to consider, or we need to answer the question with the other part of the table. The other part of the table means, what if the transaction happens, what investor will think accordingly. So that is the point. So these 3 statements are very important, from which you will be able to develop your study approach according to examiner expectation. Number 1, the paper is not only about accounting standard. It includes ethics, includes conceptual framework, includes performance measurement, include current development as well. Number 1. Number 2, sometimes you need to think with the investor perspective. Number 3, ability to explain the principles and the workings. So that's the approach you need to develop. And with same mindset, you have to study the things accordingly. Now, last some points. What are the real challenges? Real challenges to cover 100% syllabus area and the revision. That's a real challenge. The real challenge is about practicing about drafting, time management, CV format. Sir, what is the solution? Solution is that you need to cover the syllabus and practicing the question simultaneously. Cover the syllabus, some part, and then practice the question. Both you need to cover in a simultaneous manner. That is called trial and error approach. Practice the exam question with the CB format and exam conditions. Exam practice is not the point. It's called exam simulation. Means if I provide you some assignment or the mid mock, be ready, be prepared. You have to practice and simulate like you are sitting in the examination hall, which means always practice with the CP platform and according to the time management. Yes, with our syllabus, assignment and mock exam is a part of the syllabus. We will conduct 2 mocks. One, we will publish the mock with our own own system, and number 2, ACCA publish system. And assignments, you need to submit the assignment. We will send back through the emails and the WhatsApp group accordingly. SBR passing rate, that is the highest motivation for you. That is the highest motivation for you. Almost 50% passing rate of the SBR. That's a real motivation to all of you people. SBR practice. These are the practice questions. These are the practice questions. My notes, my practice material, it's good enough. Plus these past exam question. Past exam question from September 18 till March, June 23. That's more than enough. Premium videos includes concept building, practice questions, 100% course notes, suggested answers, weekly meetings, assignment feedbacks, mock and feedbacks. That's 6 points you need to consider. You have to watch the videos, 100% course notes available, suggested answers available, a lot of suggested answers, not the 100% of the question, but for example, almost 20% of the past papers, suggested answers available. Weekly meetings where we will cover the things, we will evaluate your situation and you can ask any queries. Assignment feedback systems, mocks and feedbacks. These are the learning outcomes. That's the syllabus knowledge, practice questions, drafting techniques, smart exam techniques, and report analysis. SBR examiner report analysis. That's a point. These are some frequently asked questions. Quickly, what study text required for SBR preparation? No study text required. Only the notes are enough to cover entire syllabus. Number 1. What revision kit required for SBR preparation? No revision kit required. Only the practice material of the Hussain Qazi plus SBR past exam practice question from September 18 are enough to pass the exam. What technical articles are important to us for SBR? Not all technical articles are relevant, but me will guide you. I will guide you what relevant articles are important and you need to read, study. How to access lectures and till when lectures will be available. The lectures will be available through LMS and access will be available till the exam day. How to submit assignment mock and able to get feedbacks. SBR, you need to submit your assignment with this email, SBR by HussainQazi@gmail.com. And after the submission of assignment, you will get answer by maximum 3 working days. How the live session will conduct and what are the timings? The live session will conduct every Saturday 7 p.m. through Zoom channels. What are the key variables to get success for SBR exam? Video lectures, notes, assignment, mock submission, motivation. That's called success. How much proportionate of SBR exam with theory and calculation? After the new exam structure with question 1 pre-populated consolidated financial statement, approx 20% exam after the about calculation, but the ability to explain the calculation is one of the key factor for the success of SBR exam. That's a frequently asked question. Roadmap is ready. Lectures, videos, notes, assignments, mocks, progress evaluation, motivation, and the positive mindset. So the rule of success, power of belief, positive mindset. Yes, I can do it. So let's start SBR journey. If you have any question, you can ask on my WhatsApp number 00923218271784 or contact Escribir admin 00923408668888. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can ask me. Assalamu alaikum.